In human life, there are always a few small yet profound questions that linger. We feel them deeply, but we often fail to label or explain them precisely. What is happiness? What do we truly need to live a fulfilling life? What does it actually mean to be happy? The answers to these questions, and the ways we interpret them, are different for each person. While we all have a basic understanding of happiness, before we attempt to define it, it's worth exploring the different types of happiness. Even in this, perspectives may vary. From a psychological point of view, happiness is generally divided into two categories: hedonic happiness and eudaimonic happiness. In simpler terms, short-term, hedonic, and long-term, eudaimonic happiness. Hedonic happiness is derived from pleasure, enjoyment, and pleasant experiences. It's the kind of happiness we naturally crave: joyful, fun moments that may be brief, but enhance our lives and uplift our spirits. It allows us to enjoy life in the moment. Eudaimonic happiness, on the other hand, comes from purpose, meaning, and deep personal growth. It's the joy we gain through perseverance, striving, and fulfilling meaningful goals. Sometimes, even the journey itself, though not always pleasant, offers a sense of fulfillment and inner peace. This type of happiness helps shape a better future. In truth, we need both kinds of happiness. But the way they manifest and the value we place on each varies from person to person. So, what is happiness really? At its core, happiness is a positive mental state, a feeling that life is in alignment, that we're content and satisfied. It can stem from various sources and is influenced by factors like culture, education, values, and individual traits. Psychologists often define happiness as something that contributes to well-being or flourishing. But what exactly is well-being? That, too, differs for everyone. Still, psychology highlights 6 elements tied to well-being: autonomy, personal growth, purpose in life, self-acceptance, mastery, and positive relationships. These components, when nurtured, contribute significantly to our sense of happiness and life satisfaction. Hedonic happiness, the pleasure of now. The word hedonic comes from the Greek word meaning sweet or pleasant. The concept was first discussed by the Greek philosopher Aristippus, who believed that the ultimate goal of life is to maximize pleasure. Philosophers like Thomas Hobbes and Jeremy Bentham also supported this view. Hedonic happiness is all about immediate gratification, listening to a favorite song, watching a great movie, enjoying a delicious meal. These pleasures are often fleeting, lasting hours or maybe a day, but they make life more enjoyable. In contrast, activities like studying every day, working hard for a paycheck, or practicing music regularly to become a skilled artist involve effort and discipline. The happiness derived from these is not hedonic, but eudaimonic. Hedonic happiness lies in life's small joys. And while these moments are short-lived, they make life easier and even contribute to better mental and physical health. The aim of hedonic happiness is simple: increase pleasure, reduce pain. Eudaimonic happiness, the joy of purpose. The word eudaimonic comes from 2 Greek words: eu meaning good or noble, and daimon meaning spirit or inner self. So, it translates to that which helps one flourish or thrive. This form of happiness is very different from the hedonic kind. Eudaimonic happiness is tied to long-term goals, moral values, and meaning in life. The concept was first introduced by Aristotle in his work Nicomachean Ethics, where he emphasized that to live a happy life, one must live virtuously and purposefully. He believed that people pursue their goals and aspirations not just to achieve success, but to find deeper meaning. Think of it this way. If your dream is to become a painter, you can't achieve that just by sitting with paints and a brush. You have to practice every day, fail many times, and push through frustration. Only then can you become a true artist. Similarly, success in academics or career requires sacrifice, patience, and effort. You may have to give up short-term pleasures, but the long-term rewards are significant, meaningful, and lasting. There's always an inner conflict. Do I enjoy comfort now or work hard for a better future? Both have their own kind of joy. Comfort offers momentary happiness, but indulging too much might cost us later. On the other hand, the hard-earned joy of achieving something big despite the struggle is what eudaimonic happiness is all about. Before deciding which type of happiness is more important, hedonic or eudaimonic, we must ask ourselves, what do I truly want? What brings me joy and satisfaction? How do I want to experience life? Happiness can't be defined by a few rigid statements. With 7.5 billion people on Earth, there are 7.5 billion definitions of happiness. Each unique, each valid. That's why philosophers and psychologists have spent centuries trying to classify happiness into broader types, like the hedonic and eudaimonic, to help us understand them better. In reality, we need both kinds of happiness. But how much we need of each and which one we value more will differ based on who we are. According to researchers like Henderson and his team, hedonic happiness creates positive emotions, teaches us to stay satisfied, and helps manage our feelings. It also helps reduce anxiety, stress, and negativity. On the other hand, eudaimonic happiness helps us discover life's true meaning, guides us towards self-actualization, and allows us to develop moral character and purpose. Their studies show both types of happiness enhance life's quality, just in different ways. Together, they fill life with beautiful, fulfilling moments. A final story, Ratan Tata and the true meaning of happiness. Let's end with a popular story about Ratan Tata, the Indian billionaire. In a radio interview, a host asked him, "Sir, can you recall the moment when you were the happiest in life?" Ratan Tata responded, "I've gone through 4 stages of happiness, and only in the last stage did I truly understand the meaning of real happiness. Stage 1 was about accumulating wealth and possessions. But that didn't bring him the happiness he expected. Stage 2 involved collecting expensive items. Yet, even the sparkle of those things faded with time. Stage 3 was achieving major business success. He owned India's and Asia's largest steel factories and held 95% of the diesel supply chain across India and Africa. Still, the happiness he imagined wasn't there. Then came Stage 4. A friend asked him to buy wheelchairs for 200 disabled children. Ratan Tata agreed and even went along to deliver them personally. As he handed out the wheelchairs, he saw the children's faces light up with joy. They moved around, laughing and playing like they were on a fun trip. He felt real happiness for the first time. As he was about to leave, one child grabbed his leg and wouldn't let go. Tata bent down and gently asked, "Do you want something else?" The child looked into his eyes and replied, "I just want to remember your face so that when I meet you in heaven, I can recognize you and thank you again." That's what happiness really is, joy shared through human connection. We often think those with fame, wealth, and luxury must be the happiest. But true happiness lies where the heart feels most vulnerable. Life, in that sense, remains an eternal mystery.